Hello and welcome to a Sophisticated Pairs video blog. My name is Erica, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Parfait by Affinitus Charlotte bra in the new expanded size range. Now, for those of you who don't know, Parfait was originally a 30 through 40 band size, UK D through G cup size line. However, they recently expanded to include 28 bands as well as double G through K cups in select styles. The Charlotte is actually the one with the most versatility. It's available from 28 to 40 bands, D through K cups. So that's quite an impressive size range. Since I've long admired the brand, I knew I had to be one of the first ones to try it out because I've just always loved their designs. I love that they're an American company, but since they stop at a G cup, I've always been sized out. So this is the Parfait Charlotte in the gorgeous new dusty rose color. It's also available in peach and red, plus there's going to be a beautiful hot pink coming out later this year. So you have some color selection. And this is the size 30J. Now originally I tried the 30HH, which is my average bra size, but I felt like this was too small. The J cup is actually a smidge small here in the center, but I feel like this is good enough because I've tried the double J and that works for certain times of the month, but overall I like the J cup better. This is one of those bras that it's flexible enough that if it's a little small you really can't tell under clothes, and it just essentially gives you a smidge more cleavage. Now, one of the reasons I wanted this bra first anyway was because I've usually been resorting to wearing a Freya Deco bra in the wrong size whenever I wanted to have the look of cleavage under clothes. So again, going with that smaller cup size for me was a good decision. However, be advised if you are trying to figure out what size to order, you're definitely going to want to size up at least one, maybe even 2 or 3 cup sizes depending on your breast shape. Now, the band itself is perfect. It's nice and firm without being too tight or constricting, and I would actually liken it to the Panache Jasmine that I reviewed last year. It's good enough to give you that great side support and anchorage, but it's not enough to really feel uncomfortable or too binding. Now let's talk about the fit of the bra, because it's very unique in my opinion. I can't easily think of any other bra that has this same construction to it. So for starters, the underwires are a little on the narrower side. They're not as narrow as bras like maybe Clio or Comexum, but they're definitely, I'd say even a little narrower than Freya. However, the cups themselves aren't very deep. They're actually a little shallower and taller. So I'm having a hard time figuring out any styles that really, in the marketplace, that are similar to this. Now for me, the shallowness is a little bit of a problem. My breasts are closer set and deeper, so I usually need a lot more space in the cup. Now when you have a shallower cup, it means it's going to sit closer towards the body. It's not going to have as much projection for your breasts to fill the cup up. And this is part of the reason why I, as well as most other women, are going to have to size up at least a cup size in order to get some more coverage there. Now, as I mentioned, the cups themselves are a bit taller. So as you can see here, they're sitting up a lot higher. The center core itself, I wouldn't say is super tall. I actually find that it's a smidge lower than my Clio Lucy and Clio Marcy, but it's definitely not as plungy as it was in the original D through G line, and the model that's showcasing it, it's not nearly as low as that either. So keep that in mind if you need something that's a little lower in the front. This bra is definitely not going to be for you. Now, because it's also so shallow, I am getting a little bit of space here at the bottom, the orange in a glass effect, where my breast tissue is not quite filling it up. However, again, this to me was more of a utility bra, you know, getting something for times when I want cleavage or want that like amplified, rounded kind of look under clothes. So I'm willing to deal with that. Plus, the cost of the bra is only $38, so it's a lot cheaper than some of the other ones that I've bought, and I'm willing to live with a little bit of fit quibbles here. Now, the real problem to me, and it's the problem that is going to be the hardest for women in this expanded size range to overcome, is the height of the underwires and cups on the side. Now, if I turn here and you look, you can see that this is ending very high under the arm. Now, the fabric here is very soft, and it's got a bit of an elastic, so I don't find that it rubs or chafes in any way. But it's definitely a lot higher than many of the other offerings out there. And the underwires themselves are ending right up here. So again, very tall underwires, very tall cups on the side. Now, I'm 5'6", I'm all torso, so I have enough space here to really compensate for that height. But if you're petite, or if you're shorter waisted, or even if you just have higher set breasts, this bra might not be worth even trying for you because it's so high. Now, I will say though that the height on the lower end of the expanded size range, double G, H, is much better. Once you get into the H, it's sort of borderline, and then I've seen that as you go J, double J, K, that's where things really start to get high. So again, keep that in mind, especially if you are towards that further end of the size spectrum. Now, one of the things that I want to mention too, as well as fit, is the profile. It's very rounded. It's actually got a lot more forward projection than I expected, considering how shallow the cup is. But it gives a really nice rounded appearance under clothes. It's a great t-shirt bra. My only thing that I would really like to see is maybe make the cups deeper overall. And I think that if they did that, they could actually lower some of this height on the side too. It would be sort of a win-win situation for the design of the bra. Now for $38, I wasn't sure what to expect in terms of materials, but I have to say I am really impressed. First, the padding on this is very light. It's not heavy, it's actually kind of flexible, so it's going to contour very well. The interior is lined with a really soft, cottony kind of fabric. It kind of caresses the skin, it doesn't cause any chafing. The exterior has kind of a two-part fabric construction. It's got this sort of matte fabric here on the front with the beautiful black contrast piping. But then on the side here, this is actually a legitimate side support panel that's done in a different fabric, and that gives more of that forward projection that I was talking about before. So I like that choice. I also like how they used this thicker strap. Now I know this is going to be a turn-off for some women because this is about an inch thick. But for me, I like it because it really disperses the weight across the shoulder. It never creates any kind of indentation or groove, and I feel like that's a fantastic little tweak to the design. It's actually fully adjustable, so that's important too. You want to be able to adjust the height of the contouring ability of the bra to meet your unique shape. On the sides, they use kind of like a power net wing. There's actually also a side stay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it that well in the video, but this part right here is actually a side stay, so it just gives you that extra little bit of side support and smoothing. And then my favorite part of the bra, I know it seems kind of silly that this would be my favorite, but it's the hook and eye closures. There are 4 of them. Now, if you've seen any of my reviews in the past, you know that one of my quibbles with Clio is that they always use 2 hook and eye closures, and I feel like if you're in this cup size range, most women are going to want more than just 2 little hook and eye closures. And they used 4 in this beautiful Charlotte bra. And the difference is outstanding. The comfort level of the bra just goes through the roof because this wider wing, this wider band is dispersing the weight of the bust across a larger surface area, so it doesn't feel like you're getting this tiny little band with all the pressure of the bust on it. It really helps your posture. I feel like I'm standing up straighter. It's taking a lot of the weight off the shoulders. I absolutely love that design feature. And even though I have some fit problems, which I mentioned before, and even though I originally got it for just kind of a cleavage bra, I found myself wearing this a lot. It actually has become one of my favorites just because of how comfortable it is. And this is one of those issues that I've mentioned in the fitting room with customers before. Sometimes you have to be able to go with what's comfortable. Even if there's a fit problem, it doesn't make it perfect. If it feels comfortable and it's doing the job that you need it to do, then go for it. And that's kind of how I feel about this bra. I mean, the little space at the bottom, I would like it not to be there, but it's not visible under clothes. It's not affecting how I feel in the bra, and I'm just absolutely in love with it. Now, I did touch a little bit on design, but I did want to mention it briefly before we close out here. I love the overall look of it. I think it's kind of minimalistic but fun at the same time. It's a very easy design to wear with the beautiful rose color. It's almost flesh tone, and then the black, or flesh tone for me anyway, and then the black contrast piping. The hot pink I think is going to be really great. The red is also fantastic. The only one I'm not personally as crazy about is the peach because it's a little too yellow for me, but overall great colorways. I actually like to see them do the bra without the contrast piping, maybe have it as like a basic plunge bra option. Just throwing that out there, Parfait. So far the reviews from my customers have been positive. Again, it's going to be a trickier bra to fit. This is not going to be a bra that's going to universally work for everyone. It's going to be one that you might not end up liking. Definitely going to have to play around with that cup size to see how much coverage you're going to need to get the shape you want. So overall, I really like the bra. I think this is a great sophomore effort for the brand to kind of bring this fuller busted customer another option onto the marketplace. I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future. Parfait, so excited you're doing this. Can't wait to see what's coming out next. And overall, I'm still going to give this bra an A. A for effort. I think fit-wise, we might want to go down to around a B. But fantastic. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or want any more information about the bras, please feel free to email sophisticatedpair@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out our Facebook, blog, Twitter, and I think that's it for all the latest news and event information. Thank you.